Hello, hello, beautiful souls. How you doing? I hope all is well with you. Beautiful souls. You know, to a lot of people in this story, they're going to try to label you the villain, okay? They're going to try to label you as the difficult one, the one who always starts drama, aggressive, overly sensitive, emotional, too confrontational. They're going to say all types of stuff about you or to you. And it's really unfortunate because in reality, you're none of those things. You're very passionate as a chosen one. You're very passionate as a person in general, but especially as a chosen one. And people don't like that. People also don't like that you had your spiritual awakening the day that you decided that you're no longer going to allow yourself to be treated any sort of way. And people don't like that. People don't like when you come to the realization of yourself, when you have an epiphany of like, why am I still dealing with this? Why am I allowing myself to be treated like this? And so you walked away. You walked away once you woke up and you realized that you deserve better. And this could be sent, this could be to multiple people. Y'all already know the list where it's the family members, it's the friends, it's the co-workers, or the job in general, managers, management, whatever. You walked away from what no longer served you and probably would never served you, but that you tolerated because you didn't love yourself, as well as maybe, especially when it comes to like jobs or certain places, maybe at the time, just financially, you couldn't really afford to get out of there or switch or go somewhere else. So you dealt with certain behaviors from people that were completely unacceptable. And see, when the villain or the abuser is getting away with things, they love it. But when you finally stand up for yourself and you put a stop to it, you walk away, you block them, you cut off all contact, now you're the problem. Now they want to go and tell everybody, every Tom, Dick, and Harry, everybody and their grandma, they want to tell everybody that, oh, you know what such and such did today? You know what such and such said today? She said, he said, but they didn't tell that same person all those weeks and days and months of abuse that they put you through. They failed to say that part. And what would make me so angry, especially I would say for me in the family dynamic, or sometimes even the friends, yes, both. But for me, I would say mainly the family. When certain family members went to go tell other family members, or it could be mutual friends or just whoever, these same people who was on the receiving end never once said to themselves, well, what did you do? What did you do or say to cause them to react like this? That was never said. It was just always, oh, she said that, he did that. Why did she act like that? Why would she be so disrespectful? Why would she, why would she ever say that? Da, da, da. But it was never like, why? That's not really like her. Or as long as I've known Amber, she's always been a more quiet or kind person. For her to say those type of things to you or do that type of stuff, what did you say or do? It's like they never care to hear your side or to see where you're coming from. It's just gossip and tea. And the horrible thing about slander and gossip, that's why God says he hates it. And you will be held accountable for going around just gossiping and slandering about people, calling people, texting people, spreading lies, okay? Especially lies. God really hates it because it again, it's trying to tear down or destroy someone. And again, you don't even know if that's true. You're just saying, okay, well, you know what? You said she said this, then apparently it must be true. And that's when you just get to the point, especially as a chosen one, where it's like, I don't even give a rat's, what people think about me, because you're going to believe what you want anyway. And those certain family members going around or friends going around spreading these horrible gossip, slanders, and rumors, when you finally walk away from them and you don't want nothing to do with them, now it's, oh, well, God wants you to forgive. You're not practicing forgiveness. You're holding grudges. That's not right. Why are you so angry? Why are you so aggressive? Blah, blah. It's like, don't be the villain and then switch to play the victim, okay? Don't do the Jekyll Hyde, all right? Stick to one side of the program. So, again, it's evil to do this to a person. And this is another form of what narcissists do. That's why I said I feel like narcissism is such a huge thing in our community. And I don't know if it's talked about enough or not, but it needs to be exposed at every chance that it gets. And when people treat you this way, you have every right to walk away and stay away. Okay? Because that is your power. That is a part of one of your powers is knowing your worth and walking away from what no longer serves you, regardless of who it is. When you walk away from abusive people, especially people who think that you need them, and this is, like I said, forms of all sorts of relationships, okay? Even with your partner, close friends, whoever. When you walk away, it shows them that you're not weak. They think you're weak. That's why they pick on you and they gossip with you and they attack you is because they think that you're weak. They think you're going to just be another easy victim for them. But when you walk away, you're showing them, I don't need you. I don't need any of this. And if I'm going to do bad, I can do it by myself. This is not, when I'm me being made in God's image, I never knew that package came along with me being treated like crap from people that say that they love me. No. If God thinks highly of me, which he does, why would I allow you to think low of me, treat me low, and then stay? Yeah, those are certain questions you can ask people just in case. When you start to ask people these questions back, it's going to make them really frustrated and flustered. Like they're not expecting that, especially when you bring up God. I've learned that a lot. Before, when I was younger, I told y'all my teenage years, I was wilding out, okay, like the TV show. Like Nick Cannon could have brought me out a few times when I was younger, y'all. I'm not playing. I was wilding out. Like I would kirk out so bad. I had no filter because back then I didn't have a relationship with God. So when people would attack me or slander me with my family, whatever, I would go off the deep end. Like I would let them have it. And so for some of them, they were, it worked. For some of these people, it worked. Like they left me alone. But for some of them who were actual narcissistic people, they enjoyed it. They enjoyed that energy exchange, that rage I gave them. Because energy is everything to someone who is like a soul sucking vampire. Okay. I mean, I don't know any other way to say it, but to someone that's dead in the inside, and then you come along and you give them all this energy, they just absorb it. They're just taking. That's why I said be mindful of the environments you are in because people love to drain your energy as a chosen one. You are high currency. Your vibration cannot be found other places. Okay. No. Like, if you have a toy and it'll be like battery sold separately, that's like you. Okay. It's like, yeah, you could be around this person, but the energy is so separate. Like this is who we are. This is what we embody. And see, before our awakening, we allow people to just be around this, our beautiful energy, our magnetic energy, and just drain us. And then we're wondering why we're coming home depleted at the end of the day. Or if you have a family, you're coming home and you're taking certain things out on your family. Or you're off. And it's because you've been dealing with so many other energies and spirits that have been draining and depleting you that you're taking it home. And that's what they want. You are too precious to deal with BS from anyone. You don't have to deal with it. Yeah, you might love these people or care about these people. This is for people who might have a hard time letting go or walking away. Unfortunately, even with toxic people, I understand they can be missed for the simple fact that, again, they're still people. And unfortunately, even they are still made in God's image. So some people act like it's just so easy to let go of people, even when they're bad or toxic for you, when it can be hard to let go. But you got to understand that you deserve better. despite how you feel about them, despite how they make you feel momentarily, temporarily, okay, make sure that you remind yourself of how bad they are. Be real with yourself. That's how I was able to walk away from so much toxicity. Because that's the thing about narcissistic people, full blown narcissists, demonic people, they will try to hook themselves into you. So it's hard to break away from them. That's still a form of abuse. And they do it all the time. So I get it. I struggle to let go of people, especially when I built bonds with them. I put them on pedestals that they never deserved. But then I had to really see them for who they are, who they've always been. And these people, there's nothing good about them. It's just that you saw things in them that weren't real, that weren't there. You know how they say you could see the potential in someone? That's dangerous. You should see people exactly for who they are because it is who they are. And trying to see the good in people when they've constantly just showed you horrible, bad sides of them, it will cost you. It could cost you your peace, and ultimately, it can cost you your life. We are in 2025 where people are just not well, okay? Mental health is not talked about enough and it is not taken serious enough. And by the time you really understand that someone's really off their rocker, sometimes it could be too late for you. That's why I'm advocating for all chosen ones out here, okay? And even if you're not a chosen one, you come across this. Walk away from abuse. Walk away from what no longer serves you. Walk away from what doesn't protect you, what doesn't love you. Okay? And ultimately, like I said before, respect. You cannot tell me you love me and you don't respect me. It doesn't make any sense. I can love myself, but you better respect me. That's a non negotiable. And it doesn't matter who they are. And if they cannot do that, even if it's your own mom, your dad, your sister, your cousin, your uncle, if they cannot respect you and love you, they no longer have access. It's not about, oh, well, you're holding a grudge. No, I'm holding on to my self-worth and I'm holding on to my boundaries. I'm holding on to my self-worth and my boundaries, okay? And toxic people hate boundaries, okay? They hate them. And they will try to make you feel bad for it. Don't fall for that. There's nothing wrong with you walking away. There's nothing wrong with you setting that standard in the ground and saying you either meet me here or you're gone. And there's a lot of blessings in walking away. As everyone loves to say, especially, in the church, Christian community, we love to say things of free will, free will, free will. Okay? Use your free will to walk away because that's where you find your power. Most of the times in my life, I became so powerful and strong when I walked away. And if you got to walk away in tears, walk away crying, walk away praying, walk away, you might have to fast, you might not feel like eating, or you might eat more, whatever it takes. It's not easy, but the more you start to love yourself and you care about your well being, it will become easier. And it doesn't matter who it is because you start to understand that when someone values you, they will never put themselves in a position to lose you. And they put you in that position because they don't care. So let them go off and find that person they actually care about who they will treat good, where you don't have to tell someone 50,000 times how to treat you. That's so old. And this is why I said certain horrible things could happen because imagine you're telling someone 10, 15, 20, 30 times how to love you, how to care for you. You're going to explode eventually. Anybody would. But as a chosen one, baby, you cannot afford that. You are on a mission. And I've told you that I feel like God allowed us to come into a lot of people's lives to be their karma and their lesson. I don't believe we were really here to connect with people that much because they cannot handle our energy. They're always going to try to make us out to be the problem when in reality it's them. Even when we give grace and we give mercy, it's still not enough for these people. Because as I said earlier, they are like energy soul vampires, and they will drain you to you're just depleted. But the shield and the armor and protection that God has around us, God will not allow us to be depleted to the point that like we're down and out. But we could definitely take a hit. And no one's worth you taking a hit, baby. Especially because 10 times out of 10, they're not going to take that hit for you. These same people will walk away if the roles were reversed. It's funny how people can treat you the same way they do not want to be treated, and yet expect you to just, well, show mercy and grace and forgive and just keep giving me access to you. Absolutely freaking not. We know our worth now, and we added tags. So skedaddle, okay? Deuces. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, beautiful souls. All right. Thank you all so much for all your love and support. I appreciate every single last one of you. I enjoy talking with you all in the comments too when I have time and I'm free and I have a little free time on my hands. But thank you for everything. And thank you for coming on this journey with me. Thank you for being a part of my family. God bless you all. Okay. And I'll be right back here tomorrow. Never forget who you are and never forget who loves you. I love you all so much, but God loves you so much more. I'll see you tomorrow.